All right, good Monday evening, everybody. I'm KHOU11 meteorologist Tim Pandages. It is 8 p.m. here on our Monday, and we are tracking severe weather that, for now, remains outside of the KHOU11 viewing area, which is good news. But it is firing up out towards Bryan College Station. Tornado warning ongoing in Lee and Burleson counties. Confirmed tornadoes on the ground west of our area. But you can see here all the radar scanning across this southeast Texas, picking up on a few showers, some heavier downpours, tropical-like in nature because it is so humid out there. We've had winds with a pitch out of the south all day, and even outside of any storms that really haven't fired yet in our area, we've had wind gusts up to 45 miles an hour. Let's get a close-up look of what's going on to our north and west, though. Out in the Bryan College Station area, it's this strong cell here that clipped the northern portion of Washington County earlier. Let me throw the warnings on for you here because it's still undergoing a tornado warning. And it is up until, let's put that time on here, until 8:15. So for about another 10 minutes, it has been showing some signs of rotation. In fact, if we throw on the velocity signature here, so what this is a tool, the wind direction we can depict from the radar imagery. When we see the reds and greens close to one another, that shows us wind shear, winds changing in direction over a short distance. And reds are heading away from the radar site, which in this occurrence is off in the Galveston area, just north of there, League City actually, and then the green is heading towards it. So we get a spin in the atmosphere. This is trying to depict something south of Caldwell. It's a rather weak signature, though. Overall, it's just a very heavy rain, lots of lightning associated with this as well. In fact, let's throw on, just for some fun, the amount of lightning just within this one cell over the last 10 minutes, 190 strikes. Just in this one cell in the last 10 minutes. And you can see it's got a live update there, 189 strikes now. So it is maintaining its structure and its strength. In fact, our newest member of our KHOU11 weather team, Pat Kavlin, is out chasing down a cell that was actually just south of here earlier and is tracking some of these out in our storm tracker vehicle over the next hour. And we're going to try to get some updates from him. But this cell right here is clipping northern Washington County. The cell itself never actually came into the county. It's tracking more to the north, northwest, and pushing to the northeast of there. But it is bearing down on Bryan College Station area out here. So that's going to be an issue here. See if it maintains its structure or not over the next 20 minutes. Aside from that, there are still some spotty, strong cells, discrete supercells that have been flaring on up along an approaching dry line. But as we've gone past dark now, we're really starting to lose the emphasis, the energy from this. And these are beginning to not be as strong as they were earlier. Still certainly capable of putting down a tornado, but they're not as robust looking as they were, say, an hour or two ago as they were pushing on through the Austin area, bringing with them confirmed tornadoes on the ground there. So this is approaching the I-45 corridor. Most of this will scoot on through to our north, Bryan area, out towards Palestine, maybe through the Jewett area. And that's about it for right now. Everywhere else just dealing with some garden variety showers and thunderstorms for the moment. So we'll be tracking that carefully. Overall, the big picture, the storm system, the center of it, you can see it spinning up there over Lubbock. The big spin in the atmosphere, the cold front is dragging its way through central Texas now. And it will be slow to get here. It doesn't arrive until 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning through the heart of downtown Houston and then slowly pushes to the east. So we've got a long duration of unsettled weather between now and then that we're going to continue to be watching. The watches that are currently in place, severe tornado watch is up for the areas in yellow until 10 p.m. In the green is a flash flood watch until 7 a.m. So this does a good job of depicting our storm threat in two separate phases. The first is going to be phase 1 with a tornado threat and hail threat, especially in our western zones, until 10 o'clock tonight. Then the dry line starts to fall apart. We see the cold front push its way a little farther east, slow down, and the line fills in. You'll see this on Future Track in a second, and just drop a lot of rainfall over a short amount of time, which prompts the flash flood watch until 7 a.m., so a long time after the tornado watch actually is allowed to expire. Now, there is chatter from the Storm Prediction Center. I'll move it over here to show you. There's a new mesoscale discussion. In fact, this is a previous one. There was one earlier that dipped all the way down to Houston. That does give a 95% chance of them expanding the tornado watch farther off to the east and potentially farther to the south, encompassing more of the KHOU11 viewing area over the next few hours as the tornado threat in their discussion is signaled to get a little bit more intense and maintain itself as it tries to push its way to the east. So here's our severe threat. The timeline has not really changed now through 10 p.m. That tornado threat, that severe threat, mostly in our western counties and cities getting clipped with that dry line as it falls apart. Then from 10 p.m., say through around 7 a.m., still very unsettled weather with strong to severe storms, but these storms will be more widespread, slower moving, and just have a lot of moisture associated with them. So we'll see a lot of rainfall as a result, leading to a flash flooding risk that will spread into the morning commute on Tuesday. That's going to impact a lot more people. Then finally, once we get to 7 to 10 a.m., storms will begin to taper off from west to east, and we'll see gradually improving weather. And by Tuesday afternoon, we'll switch up our winds out of the northwest, bring in a drier air mass, and see weather really start to improve. So those overall threats, we're still watching the strong winds, 60-mile-per-hour winds, certainly not out of the question in some of these stronger or severe cells. Hail, the threat was for 1 to 2 inch diameter hail. That's golf ball size, especially to the west in some of these stronger, more held together supercell structures. Flooding is going to be more intense over a wider area, so 2 to 4 inches. That doesn't seem like a lot, but most of that will fall in a short amount of time, and we can easily double or even triple those numbers if we get some cells sitting over the same area. The tornado risk also there. The risk is there for a stronger tornado. We're talking EF2 or greater, as some of the wording from the Storm Prediction Center painted in the outlooks for the last few days. All right, let's look at the future track now. So here's the line initiating. This model has done a great job of showing exactly when this line would flare up and is also starting to depict when it starts to die down. So here we are by 10 o'clock tonight. The showers become a little more spread out. They're past their mature stage and they're degenerating a little bit. So we've still got some strong cells in there, mostly to the west of southeast Texas. And they're holding together, but they're becoming a little more widespread and seeing a little more heavy rainfall in there. Then as we get through the overnight, notice this line fills in as the cold front approaches and starts to push on through. So we've got widespread heavy rainfall through most of the area, and that lingers through 4 a.m., right through 6 a.m., and most of the morning commute before we start to see that push, that tapering off from west to east with that front finally pushing out of the area, and skies should clear out pretty quickly thereafter. So from now until around 7, 8 o'clock, things are going to get a little bit iffy. Now, what's going to really help to enhance the heavy rainfall threat that we've been talking about is the overall jet stream setup aloft. 34,000 feet up, we've got a very strong jet that looks to split right overhead and allow for something called divergence. What happens when that occurs is there's a void aloft, and rapidly rising air will move to fill that void. Rising air adds to more cloud condensation, more water vapor available, and stronger, heavier downpours over a larger area. So seeing that jet splitting right over the area is a little bit concerning. It's why we've been kind of hammering home that flash flooding threat. The excessive rainfall outlook here goes from a 4-tiered system. This is a level 3 as we head through tonight and into early tomorrow. You see the red favored north of I-10 for some of the heaviest training thunderstorms to really put their mark and leave a lot of rain. The model's overall not a huge, not very good at handling the amount of rain. See, they're only putting out 1 to 2, 3 inches. Looking at that, that's fine. We can absorb it. We've been very dry for the past several weeks. In fact, most of the area is under some sort of drought level from the latest drought update. So we can take this amount of rain. It's the heavy thunderstorms that'll sit over the same area that'll really start to overwhelm the drainage basins. We're really concerned with street flooding other than the bayous and streams moving over their banks and that sort of thing. So once we get past this little hiccup in the road tonight into tomorrow morning, we have got a light at the end of the tunnel like no other. Beautiful sunny days right through the rest of the week and into next weekend. Temperatures for the next few days are below average. Should be in the upper 70s. We're around 70 Wednesday, Thursday, and then warming back up to around 80 by the end of next weekend and early next week. So that's the latest. We'll end here with a look at the radar once again, because still most of the heaviest activity, thunderstorm activity, is still well to our west. And this cell that we talked about starting off this video out towards Bryan College Station, Lee, Burleson counties, look at the amount of lightning. Let's get a track on that again, how much lightning there is in this particular cell over the last 10 minutes. 211, so that number has gone up a bit, showing that it's a little bit stronger. And you see that ratio of positive strikes to negative strikes, a large gap in between them, meaning that this storm is a long way from actually degenerating or falling apart. So it's going to hold itself together. In fact, there is still a severe thunderstorm warning on this. I'll throw up the watches and warnings, see if they've updated. They have until 9 p.m. now. I'll take off the strikes, but you can see where that is heading. right through Bryan College Station area. Another cell off to the north that also has a tornado warning on it had a confirmed tornado from a local fire department that's looked to have held together too, and this one's until 8:30. So again, most of the action to our north and west. You can see the overall picture here. Quiet through most of southeast Texas. Heavier downpours here and there. The tornado watch until 10 p.m. in our northern areas and to the west. In fact, I think this actually might be an addition. It is. Montgomery County now included. It looks like they just issued a brand new tornado watch. In fact, let me pull up that newest reading here. Yep, it looks like they have put out the tornado watch for Houston, Montgomery, Polk, San Jacinto, Trinity, Walker until 3 a.m. So now they're even extending that tornado threat until 3 a.m. So we've got the initial tornado watch way off to the west until 10, but now a brand new tornado watch encompassing from Montgomery north until 3 in the morning. So an additional 5-hour tornado threat from this latest update from the Storm Prediction Center. No tornado warnings in our area right now, just the tornado watches. If one does pop, you can look for us on TV. If not, we'll do another update for you in about an hour from now if any cells are looking threatening to most of our area. We'll see you then.